Hello, my friends, and welcome back.
Yeah.
Is being fat a choice, or is it due to genetics or something else outside of your control? Today, we're taking a look at a clip from a creator on TikTok who says that fat-phobic people need to believe that being fat is a choice so that they can choose to not be fat. If that makes any sense. We're also going to be taking a look at a bonus clip from this same creator. I went ahead and classed the joint up for you. You're welcome. Let's waste no time and dive right in with the applying of comb to mustache.
Oh, I've been getting a lot of comments on my What I Eat in a Day videos saying stuff like, there's no way that you could possibly be fat and eat the way that you do.
So you've been getting a lot of comments on your What I Eat in a Day videos from people accusing you of underreporting, essentially, is what she's saying here. They said there's no way you could eat like this and be that size. So this person appears to be partaking in the bizarre pastime of filming less than you eat in a day and then uploading it to the internet and saying, hey, internet, here's all that I ate today. Which was weird because nobody asked, you know. It's so weird to me that there's a whole subset of people that are morbidly obese that film themselves eating and upload it to the internet. And then if anybody's like, that's not all that you ate, you clearly eat more than that to be that size. They're like, what? What do you mean? I've been filter feeding like SpongeBob.
And I want to tell you why people comment stuff like that.
Because they've been studying physics and they're up to a college level. I'm just messing. Tell us, why do they comment stuff like that?
Fat-phobic people need to believe that being fat is a choice.
Go on.
They need it to be our fault.
They do. Why? Why do fat-phobic people need it to be your fault? Why are they fat-phobic to begin with? Why is it like being against people living in a larger body is such a part of their core personality that they've adopted the moniker fat-phobic? You know, like, this is just part of who I am now. Like somebody's dedicated to just stopping larger people from doing what they want or something, dude. Come on, bro. The narcissism. Nobody could be this delusional.
Because if being fat is something that is a choice, then it means that it's something that they can choose not to be.
Okay, and you're saying that it is not a choice, and it is not something that you can choose not to be, which is why the rest of us that eat properly and exercise are not obese. Oh, wait. So fat-phobic people need to believe that being obese is a choice because they want to believe that they can choose to not be obese. What? What kind of silly circular logic? So they need to believe that being fat is within your control so that they could control being fat, carry the Y, remainder of 3. Next thing you know, you got pi. Not 3.14, literal pi.
And they're terrified to admit that being fat is not a behavior.
I'm terrified to admit that it is not a behavior. It is just a body type. There's no sort of behaviors that led to that kind of body type, that's for sure. Whoever said that being obese was a behavior, she's like, it's just a body type, it's not a behavior. Trying to disconnect ourselves from the behavior that led to the body type. Having a black eye is not a behavior, it's just a body type. Of course, it was the punch in the face that gave us the black eye. That is the behavior that led to the body type.
It's just a body type.
A body type that just came to be like randomly out of thin air. It's just a body type that accompanies people who all eat the same way. Obesity is a body type, not an action, but certain actions led to obesity, just like certain actions will lead to you having a six-pack and being freaking shredded, bro.
And this terrifies them.
I am mortified that one day I might accidentally catch the obesity from the air. Not from my own actions, from the air, of course.
Because if it's not a choice, then it means it could happen to them.
It could happen to me. The obesity. Uh-oh. I'm getting scared now. She's right. It is outside of my control and it could happen to me at any moment. It does not matter that I lost weight years ago and have kept it off through proper diet and exercise. The obesity could strike me at any moment. You could get struck by obesity walking down the street, similar to how one gets struck by lightning. A lot of people don't know that. He was walking down the street, minding his own business, and then all of a sudden, boom! Obesity. Obesity rears its ugly head again.
Then it means it could happen to them. You can eat all the salad you want, and you can exercise every day and still be fat.
That would have to be a pretty hefty salad, like one of those fast food salads. You can eat salad every day and exercise and still be fat, she says. Sure, if your salad contained more calories than you were burning, sure. Don't do those fast food salads, man. If you get one of those fast food salads, dude, those things are ridiculous. They literally have more calories than a regular meal, so I'd agree with that. But if you eat a healthy diet that is not necessarily salad, just so we're clear here, a lot of people within this movement don't seem to know what healthy eating is, and that's okay, that's why I'm here. But it's not necessarily a salad, not a whole lot of nutrients in lettuce and shredded carrots and cabbage or whatever those stupid, crappy iceberg lettuce salads are that a lot of people eat that have no nutrition. If you eat properly and exercise, and importantly are in a caloric deficit, you will lose weight. This person is implying that they have the magical disease where you pull calories from the air that seems to be quite prevalent within the fat acceptance community. It must be contagious. Y'all went to a party together and y'all caught it.
I am living proof of this.
She's living proof that you can eat all the salad you want and exercise and still not lose weight. Okay. Is that why people in the comments of your videos were accusing you of underreporting? Because they were like, if that was all that you ate today, you would be losing weight at this point. So her whole point was that your weight is outside of your control. You can diet and exercise all you want and not lose a pound. I'm living proof of that. Well, I'm not going to say that I believe or don't believe this person when they say that they eat right and exercise, but I will say that the laws of thermodynamics cannot be broken by anybody, no matter what their intentions are, no matter what movement they're part of. Physics is physics, and there's no emotions to it. It is not possible to pull calories from the air, so in order to be obese, someone must be in a caloric surplus. Next.
Can we talk about how it's kind of messed up that fat people have to risk our lives whenever we get into a car?
That is kind of messed up.
Because so many cars have seatbelts that don't fit us.
You ever stop to think that the seatbelt is capable of holding somebody of a size that is safe to fit in the car? Like, if you're too big to fit in the seatbelt, you're not safe to ride in the car. They do have weight limits. I know it sounds crazy when we think of weight limits when it comes to a human being in an automobile, but they do have weight limits. And if you're pushing the weight limits of an automobile, this could be some kind of flag, perhaps red.
And, I mean, I have a seatbelt extender.
For the car? They use these in the car too? I've heard of them on the airplane, but I didn't realize that some people have to use them in a car.
But it's not universal. It doesn't work in every single car I get into.
Right, so you can't change the world around you, so what's left? We have to change ourselves.
And, yeah, just thinking about that today.
The world keeps getting more and more difficult for you to live in. Is this another case of obese people trying to make everyone else change instead of them changing themselves to fit into the world? Every single automobile on Earth needs to have larger seatbelts instead of just the few people that are too large to fit in them losing weight. I know that most people are overweight these days, but I would like to think that we haven't yet gotten to the point to where the majority of people need seatbelt extenders, right? We could say that if you need a seatbelt extender, you've gone beyond the overweight category that the average person is in and gone into like medically obese territory. If you need to alter any of the infrastructure around you, like I need to extend this, I need to bend that, I need to do this and that and bolt this so that you need to change all this stuff just for you and nobody else needs this kind of special accommodation, you might have a personal issue. It's not really an issue with the world. Can you imagine somebody with dwarfism or a little person going around demanding that the entire world lower the sinks? Right? I can't reach that sink. Dude, I'm way down here. What are you doing? You need to make shorter sinks for me. Yeah, it's a nice gesture, but you can't change the entire world to bend to the whim of the minority. It just doesn't make any sense.
Like, regardless of how you feel about fat people, it's pretty messed up.
It's messed up that cars exist with the seatbelt length that they currently have. What? How is it messed up? It's messed up that they create cars, essentially, is what you're saying. Because nobody's going out of their way to, like, stick it to you. Like, haha, this one person's not going to fit in that vehicle. Got her. Like, nobody's doing that. They're just creating cars with a certain seatbelt length, and you're calling it messed up. What? It's messed up that they just make a product, and then it just so happens to not fit you? I would agree that it's messed up to not be able to fit inside of a normal automobile seatbelt, but I wouldn't go around pointing fingers at anybody else for that. I'm going to poke out both of my eyes and then go around yelling at people because they don't have special accommodations for blind people. But sir, you did it to yourself. Shut up!
It would be so easy to make seatbelts a few inches longer.
What? What? Dude, how delusional are you? What? It would be so easy to make. So every seatbelt on Earth needs to be made a few inches longer instead of you doing something perhaps to yourself. I don't know. Yo, could I have some of that crack that you're smoking? Because it's good. It's real good. All right, well, I suggest you get your sewing machine out and get to work, dude. There's a lot of seatbelts out there and a lot of vehicles, probably millions. So you better get your sewing machine ready, get all your fat acceptance buddies together. You guys can start a sweatshop. Although don't sweat because that's fat phobic. And then you can build all these longer seatbelt extenders, and then you can use your money to fly out all over the world and give them to everybody. That is a great and very charitable endeavor that you are partaking in, and I salute you. Obviously, it's going to be 100% you that does all of this because it's for you. So you would do it, obviously. Look at the look on her face. Dude, oh my goodness gracious. Wow. This just made me randomly think of a point that I was thinking of the other day. How many of the people in the fat acceptance movement are rich, trust fund kids that come from affluent families, right? Jordan Underwood looks and sounds like she and her family have a ridiculous amount of money. I can guarantee you that that person has never stepped foot into reality. You know how rich people can live an entire existence having never stepped one single foot into reality like the rest of us? They're living in some bizarre world of country clubs and croquet, right? While the rest of us are out here trying to scratch each other's eyes out for a couple of frickin' Cheerios from the gutter. Sorry, I went a little off the rails. But all these people are so privileged. I hate to use that word because you know how I feel about that word, but in this particular instance, it actually makes sense. Every single person in the fat acceptance community is some privileged rich kid. Of course, because that's the type of mentality it takes to blame everybody else for what you're doing to yourself and try to change the entire world. Some of them even have the accent of, "My father will be hearing about this." Like, dude...
And I can already hear the comments now. You know, if you let yourself get to that stage, then you deserve anything that happens to you.
I doubt that anybody said that you deserve anything that happens to you. But if you get to that size, clearly you're not going to fit into normal infrastructure anymore. And whose fault is it? Is it my fault? I'm not going to say whose fault it is, but I'll tell you whose fault it is not. And it is not mine.
And, if you think fat people deserve to die...
Whoa, chick. Wow. Dude, what? Nice try, dude. Wow, that's quite the leap. That's a real nice try. So I was sitting here minding my own business. You went and saw that you thought seatbelts weren't long enough. And now I think that certain people should no longer live. Wow, dude, that's quite the stretch. Like I said a moment ago, could I please have some of that crack that you're smoking? Because it's very good. I've never seen crack this good before.
That's messed up and you are a bad person.
But I didn't do anything. I was just sitting here and you started talking about seatbelts. And by the end of it, you said that I wanted certain people to no longer live. You accused me of harming others because automobile manufacturers did not make seatbelts large enough for morbidly obese individuals. even though most of these vehicles were likely manufactured many years ago when there were far fewer morbidly obese individuals. Also, keeping in mind that physics exist and an automobile can only accommodate people safely up to a certain weight, dude. If you get bigger than like 200-300 pounds or whatever, when you get in a collision, that much weight flying through the automobile is going to be ridiculously dangerous, and no belt is going to hold it back, dude. I don't want to get into the physics of it right now, but the more you weigh, the more you're going to fly around that cabin. You're going to bust right through that seatbelt and crush the person in front of you. What we need to have are solid steel seatbelts. Yeah, it'll cut into your chest, and it will hurt and give you horrible rashes and rub and chafe constantly. But for a couple of people, it will be better. So we all need to suffer. If you've made it this far, please leave a like on the video. It really helps. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.